Alright, everybody, welcome back to the Spiral Podcast. Today's the Monday podcast, where I just react to anything I've seen on social media, and let's just go right into it. So, the first one I saw was an AP poll, top 25 for based on week 4 from On3, and they had, you'll see it probably right here, I think, and they had Texas at the top. I think that's fair, just because, that win against Michigan, and a great win at that. They killed them pretty much. That kind of deserves the top one. And, that win might not be as valuable now than it was a few weeks ago, but still, very valuable win, going to the big house, playing that tough crowd. So, yeah, that's a great win. Georgia at number 2. You see, I don't know. I think Georgia at number 2 is a little high just because, obviously, they're great. They're always going to be great. But the thing is, they just beat Kentucky by 1 point, and Kentucky didn't score a touchdown. So, that's going to be interesting to see. I don't really care that much right now where they are, just because I know they play Alabama soon. So, it's going to be pretty interesting to see that game. And I think after that game, you can make a more accurate judgment of Georgia. But, yeah, it's fine. And then Ohio State at 3. Yeah, it's whatever. Ole Miss and Tennessee, they've both been playing great. I perfectly think that grading is fine. And you see, Missouri over Miami is a little crazy to me. Miami, Cam Ward has looked amazing, man. Like, Cam Ward is actually looking great so far. He just makes it look so easy. It's insane. And then Missouri, they barely beat Boston College. Now, Boston College is actually solid, with Bill O'Brien as their head coach. I think he's doing really good at Boston College, making them, top 25 team, almost beating on the road Missouri. So that would have been crazy to see, but, Missouri at number 7 I think is way too high. I think USC could honestly go up to a little bit higher. Oregon at 9, same thing like with Georgia and Alabama, we're just going to have to see with Oregon. They had a great win against Oregon State, so, we're going to have to see as the season goes on. So right now I don't really care what their ranking is, but I think number 9 is fair after that pretty big win against them. On the road, by the way. Utah at 12 is fine. Notre Dame at 17, I still have a little bit of a problem with. Like, if you're going to rank NIU, at least you got to put them ahead of Notre Dame. Like, there isn't a better way to rank people than based off who they've beaten. And if you have 2 teams ranked in the top 25, and you have the team that beat the other team behind them, that seems a little messed up to me. Even if Notre Dame on paper is definitely a better team. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Notre Dame is way better. But when you go head-to-head, who's going to win? Well, the only evidence we have of that is NIU beating Notre Dame. So, Notre Dame needs to be dropped way down. Illinois needs to go up. And I think, Notre Dame at 24 would go perfectly because they lost to NIU and beat Texas A&M. So, that'd be great. And then other than that, Iowa State at 20 I think is deserving. They've looked pretty good. LSU at 16, yeah, they could probably go down a little bit too, just because that South Carolina scare. But maybe South Carolina's actually not bad this year, so it might be fine, honestly. And then the second take I saw was from College Football Nerds on X, and he said, I will continue to maintain that big noon kickoff games hurt the home team in a way that's really unfair. Not a single soul will have me believe that Camp Randall and Michigan Stadium were nearly as rowdy at 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. as they would have been, in like a mid-afternoon or night environment. I have to completely agree with that. I don't think Big Noon's ruining the games. I just think, I think it's a great thing that Fox is doing to have, a secondary game day for people who don't want to go to the other games. Or, it gives 2 places for fans of, teams to go to, compared to just one place, and I think that's great. But Camp Randall, if it was 7:30 p.m. Alabama coming to town, I bet those fans would be way more hyped. And who knows, the outcome could have been changed just because of that. And night games just hit different. I think, if Michigan Stadium was a night game, it would have been more crazy. But I don't think a night game is saving Michigan from that performance, to be honest. But who knows what it might have done. Same with Wisconsin. I think Alabama still probably would have won, but it would have been way closer, I think. So I think that big new games don't really hurt people. I don't know. They don't hurt anybody, really. It's just more of a disadvantage, I guess. So maybe they do. But it's not that big of a deal, in my opinion, unless it's, like, two really great teams. But, I don't know. Like, the teams have to play in the same environment, so, like a home game for one team is still going to be just as much as an advantage, no matter what time it is, since they're both playing at the same time anyways. But, yeah, a night game definitely is going to help them. But how much it will help them, I don't really know. Like, Alabama would have beat Wisconsin any time of the day. So, and then speaking of Wisconsin, this one guy on X said that Luke Fickell made a mistake going to Wisconsin, and I have to agree. What Luke Fickell had at UC was a great program that was on the rise. They just made the playoffs like a year ago, and UC was trending really great. And I know that he probably wasn't getting as much money as he thinks he deserves, but would you rather have a now Big 12 team who just came off of a playoff that is going to keep developing under you, or go to a lackluster Wisconsin offense in the Big 10 that hasn't really done much since their Big 10 championship games like a few years ago, like 2019, 2020 era. So, I don't know. I just think UC was a way better fit for him. He had that program. That program more felt like his. He's been there for a while. He's finally getting it to pick up traction, not just in the American, but on a national and like college football level, not just the American. So, I think going to Wisconsin is just like not smart. If you're gonna go to that good of a big program, you should have just waited for another team that would have been way better for you than Wisconsin. Because, I don't know. Wisconsin's good, but they're never going to be, that top team unless you really take some time developing them. So, UC, he should have stayed with UC, man. And I truly do think he made a mistake going to Wisconsin. I think his coaching tenure is going to look way worse now than if he just stuck with UC. The UC fans also loved and supported him. So, yeah, overall, I just think Luke Fickell just made a bad decision going to Wisconsin. He would have had way more success right now at UC if he continued to develop them, their players, continue to get those wins, continue to keep the fans engaged. And yeah, UC's just kind of been taking a toll now, unfortunately. And it seems like a lose-lose situation because of that decision, because Wisconsin just got blown out by Alabama. And UC, they did come off that win against Miami, Ohio, but other than that, their season's not going to look too great. So, yeah, I think he made a mistake, but let me know down in the comments what you guys think, because I think some of these takes could be kind of controversial, and I just want to hear your guys' opinions and thoughts in the comments, so be sure to leave one. And if you enjoyed the podcast, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because it really means a lot. So that's going to wrap up the Reaction Monday. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and be sure to tune into the next one. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.